And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday, November 21st. I am Josh Engleman here to break down just a 5-game NBA slate, light work before tomorrow's 14-gamer, which we probably should just start right now so that we actually get through it. That will be a non-fun slate in all facets of the game. But we'll break it down anyway because it's fun. But here, 5 games, easy stuff. Good to see everybody. Hit that like button as you get in the door. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, John, I probably will too. Unless they've got like a good early or late slate, I might hit one of the smaller slates, but there's no chance I'm playing the main. I got way too much going on Thursday morning. You know, cooking wise for Thanksgiving. I want a good night's sleep because I'll be up at the ass crack of dawn getting shit ready. Had 4 top 1% lineups last night. I hated my pre-lock ROIs though. I got to make some changes there, which is happening as of today. But Prize Picks picked up another dub. That was nice. Prize Picks dubs just keep on coming. I hope you're watching that stuff. Odd Shopper channel every day, Monday through Friday. Let's see. What did we get last night? We got the Jason Tatum game. That happened. That game went insane. 44 minutes for Tatum. Nuts. Giannis looked like, from a fantasy perspective, the Giannis of old. Nikola Jokic, who I faded, got the gate. I should be able to capitalize on days like that. Unfortunately, that is not how it worked out. Şengün smashed, Kuzma smashed, my boy Mark Williams smashed. We had a lot of real bad value plays. That didn't help. Miles Bridges scored 40 plus fantasy points. He had to play 45 minutes. I don't want to say that he's my boy though, that's for sure. But yeah, we're here. Peyton Pritchard had a really good day. 40 fantasy points. Played 33 minutes. I'm just looking through the scores right now. Anyway, Jordan Poole started off really hot. I got excited. Jordan Poole's stat line yesterday. 30 points. He had 30. 1 rebound, 1 assist, no steals, no blocks. What a dick. Honestly. Could that be more irritating? I don't think it could. Yeah, Fox did stink. I ended up with a lot less Fox than I had at lock, or than I had at during the deeper dive. But that stupid Poole game, man. Yeah, Hauser was a death sentence. That wasn't ideal. I think Kispert was too. Yeah, Kispert at 18.5 in 21 minutes. That was ownership I actually ended up getting away from. Jaden Ivey ended up playing 30 minutes. I don't think I knew that. Was that a blowout or no? No, did they win? Actually didn't see the final score of that Denver game. I just realized that I wasn't paying attention. Now, Denver got him by 4. Wow, so Ivey started and played 30. Starting to mix it up a little bit, I guess. And now Kevin Knox back to the Kevin Knox got the DMP CD yesterday. What a world. What a world. How that happens, I will not know. Welcome back, Isaiah Livers, though. 23 minutes. All right. Well, let's get into it, guys. We got a lot to talk about here. It's basketball day. Hit the like button if you haven't done it yet. Subscribe to the channel. 84 people in the door. I don't have a promo code or anything for you guys. Millie expired yesterday, unfortunately. So we can't get through that. That's not going to get it done. So for now, let's break down some basketball. I got a coffee. I'm at my desk. I'm comfortable. Not that I wasn't comfortable, but you know what I mean. I got my whole view here today after not having it for the past couple of days. So let's get into it. Oh, I'm excited for this. Proper coffee too. This isn't just water or straight black coffee like I had at the beach house. This is the good stuff. If you got a coffee, that would be great. Tea, water, beer, joints, food, whatever you got today. Rise and grind. The banner is back. Cheers, folks. Cheers, folks. Yeah, Bagley starting was weird. Oh, glorious. Glorious. That's so good. All righty. By the way, here we're going to start this one off with the weird stuff. 215 total to Toronto and Orlando. The next game we're going to talk about, 251 Indiana and Atlanta. 36-point difference. Bonkers. Bonkers. Toronto Raptors, 1.5-point dogs in Orlando. As I said, 215 total, which is just nuts. It truly is. Let's grab that 6:30 injury report that came out 8 minutes ago, even though it's probably the exact same report. For Toronto, everybody that's normally available is available. Thaddeus Young is doubtful. So I had Anunoby out the last time that I projected Toronto, which means we need to re-project Toronto. So let's do it. I got to move some windows around. I got to shrink this window, make this bad boy a little bit bigger for you guys. Get to my minutes table. There we go. I didn't have all my stuff ready when I wanted to have it ready for you guys, but it's fine. Nobody's got anywhere else to be, right? That's how this works. Willie, ROI. All right, let's start with Toronto. Last time out, they played. All right, so they destroyed Detroit a couple nights ago. Standard starting lineup there. So let's get Schroeder in first. We'll go Schroeder 31 minutes. Jake Puddle. That's a pretty standard rotation. That feels like he was going to be able to close. I'm going to go 27. Yeah, that feels good. Precious 18. Feels about right. And then we can get Pascal Siakam. Actually, we got to get Boucher. Playing pretty minimally, honestly. Chris Boucher, we'll call it 16. Yeah, that works. Now we can get Pascal Siakam in for his pretty standard issue 35. Perfect. Then we get our boy Scotty in for 36. We get OG. Came back, played 27. Had been playing around 30, 31. I'm going to go 31 here. Now, Gary Trent, first guy off the bench. He's going to play like 25 minutes. Malachi Flynn, backup point guard run. Not really much else to look at there. Give him the straight 17. Leaves me 4 random minutes for... I'm just going to hide them on Grady Dick. And I'm going to gut all of the rates as well. We have enough time today that I really want to dig in to everything that we're looking at for basically every team. Since these are tourney games, I think it's important, since we know that we have injury reports and we only have a 5-gamer, we've got the time to dig in. So we've got Toronto done first. I'm going to go to Orlando. Then I'm going to check Orlando props and adjust Orlando rates. And then we'll go back and hit Toronto. because minutes will determine like rebounding chances. So I want to get the rotations projected first and then get into it. So we got some time. We can dig in. So we need Orlando's last game, which was the 12-point win against Indiana. I mean, J-Rod, they got absolutely throttled. Coming back, the bench guys playing the bench guys isn't really changing up that game a little bit. So for Orlando, injury-wise, still no Carter, Fultz, Jet Howard, Trevlin Queen all out. So it's Fultz and Carter, which we're maintaining. So we're going to go ahead first and foremost and get Banchero in for 34. And then we're going to get Franz in for 33. We're going to get Jalen Suggs in for 28. Yeah, that works. We'll get Anthony Black, 24, 25, 26. Anthony Black closed out that blowout run. That's interesting. We'll go 24. Ryan, nice. Good score, man. And then we'll go back to Goga / Mo Wagner. Goga's playing a pretty consistent like 24. Mo Wagner's playing like a pretty consistent like 22. So we can do that. First guy off the bench was a combo of Joe Ingles and Gary Harris. Ingles is pretty stuck in like that 19-ish range. So that gets Ingles in. Gary Harris, probably in like a 23 range, 22. I assume we get John Isaac. He was next up off the bench in their most recent game. He's pretty well stuck around like 14 minutes. And then I just have like 20 minutes left for Cole Anthony. So that seems a little light on Anthony. I got to get him a couple more minutes. So who do we need to steal from? I think we take one from Anthony Black. I think I take one from Joe Ingles. I think I take one from John Isaac. Boom. Went the wrong way there. Boom. Got it. Rotation. Done. Now let's look at rates for Orlando. So what I'm going to do first, since I gutted everything, I'm going to first pull up Orlando props. And I'll see just how my baseline projections adjusted for possessions. So like I have Paolo Banchero as a 26% usage guy. But based on the usage that I have for everybody, everybody's individual usage rate comes down a little bit because they're a little heavier on guys that like to have the ball. They haven't normalized yet. So let's see how we do just straight out of the gate before we make any adjustments. Paolo Banchero projected for 18.5 real points. I got 19.5. Franz, 18.5 juice to the under. I'm a little over 18. Suggs is 11.5 juice to the under. I got 12. Goga's at 8.5. Perfect. Cole Anthony, 12.5 to the under. I actually don't think I'm going to move this around. If I'm within a point, I'm happy. So I don't really see anything that I need to make an adjustment to. From a rebound perspective, Paolo's at 7.5. To the under, but still. Franz is at about 5. Got it. Suggs is about 3. Okay, so Jalen Suggs' rebounding rate is the first thing that I probably want to take a look at. So let's just see if it's moving a lot faster than I expected it to. Is he just playing a different role? Yeah, it sucks that the Eagles won, guys. I completely agree. All right, Suggs, 5.5 rebounds per 100 possessions. So I'm already a little bit under that mark. I don't have much to change here for Suggs. It would be more of a minutes change than anything else. So I'm going to go down to 27. And I'm going to go to... and give John Isaac his minute back. That brings Suggs down a little bit more properly in rebounds. Goga, I've got at 6.5. Well, the line is at 6.5. Juice to the over. I got 7.5. I'm okay with that now. It's heavy juice. Then Cole Anthony at 4.5. Perfect. Assist rate is the last one we need to look at. Paolo around 4. Close enough. Franz at 3. Close enough. Suggs 2. Little high. Suggs assist rate 4.8 per 100 possessions. All right, I'm a little high there. If I cut that down to 5, not a lot of adjustments that we needed to make here for the Orlando side of this one. Final Orlando prop is Cole Anthony at 3 assists. That'll work too. Now let's look at the Toronto side. We're going to be nice and dialed in here, guys. Nice and dialed in. Football is unwatchable. I'm telling you, man. An individual NFL game is a trash product to watch. Who just wants to sit there and watch commercials for 4 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever you want to say? It's dreadful. It's a dreadful experience. Dreadful. All right. Points on the Toronto side. Pascal Siakam, 21.5. I'm at 20.7. Good. Barnes at 17.5. Now, I'm not surprised that I need to bump Scotty Barnes because obviously he is off to a little bit of a different start than he had a normal role, especially with no Fred VanVleet here now. 24% usage rate for Barnes so far. I can't go to 24, but I can bump him at least a percentage point and a half. If I go up to 22, that gets him to 17. Perfect. Might also have to lock in Siakam then after that. He might need a small bump. OG Anunoby 14. Perfect. Schroeder 14. All right, so Schroeder's light too. Is he in the 20s? Yeah, Schroeder's at 22. So let's bump that up to... that gets me to 13 on Schroeder. Let's get him to his 22. Now that is going to require me to lock in Siakam. Anunoby then at 14. So Anunoby then coming down. Yeah, the usage rates for Toronto are going to require these little tweaks. This one's a little bit different. Anunoby's got to jump up to 20. Takes him to 14.8. Little high. And then Jakob Poeltl 10 basically. All right, we can work with this. Ken, for real, that's like the most... that's like my favorite point to make. You're in and out in 2 hours, 45 minutes of action. Take a 15-minute break to get yourself a new beer, go to the bathroom, whatever. 45 more minutes and you're done. It doesn't get better. All right, let's take a look at rebounds and assists then. 6.5 to the over for Siakam. All right, we got 8. How much has Pascal Siakam's rebounding changed? 8.5. Okay, so I don't really have a change there. I think I'm just starting to like this matchup for Pascal Siakam. He's grading out well for me. Scotty Barnes should be at like 7 and change. I got him at 8-1. 3 and 7. Yeah, no complaints here for Scotty Barnes either. I have a feeling I'm going to like these guys, but I have no idea what their prices are, so it really doesn't matter. Anunoby, I'm a little bit higher on. Schroeder, good. Jakob Poeltl around 8. All right, so I got Jakob Poeltl at 9. Is he still a 10% guy? He is. And the offensive rebounds are there. I'm a lot higher on Toronto, I think. Yes, I think sports betting is stopping people from hating the NFL and the product because of how much you could bet on. I think I'm going to have to just go with this for Toronto. Not that I'm upset about it, but I think I'm a little heavy on them. Assist rates look good. Am I around 6 for Schroeder? Now, Schroeder's had like a big time jump, and I don't think I've been able to run that down yet. Because he is he's got a massive assist bump. That takes him to 6, which is where I need to be. All right, let's look at this one. Let's evaluate game number 1 on the Orlando side. Okay, so even at this 215 total, Franz Wagner is 6,500. That's a really nice price tag. I got him at 5.2x his salary. I think Goga's okay for 5. I think Mo Wagner at 4,600 because he has power forward eligibility is helpful. Banchero, Anthony Black, both good in their own way. Black with the positional eligibility. I probably have him a little over projected, but we'll work on that a little later. 0.6 fantasy points per minute for Black so far has not been great. I like Orlando. I like Orlando with a 215 total. So I'm really curious to see what the pricing for Indiana and Atlanta is going to be. Because if they've been adjusted, that'll be interesting. Okay, I don't like Toronto all that much. That's weird. Pascal Siakam doesn't even get the 5x. He's my top guy, 8,200 power forward center. So, like, think about this, guys. I walked through the player props for today. They weren't all that different on Scotty Barnes than the rates that I'm using. That creates Scotty Barnes being a 1.06 fantasy point per minute guy. If you're just grabbing his points and rebounds and assist props and using that as a baseline, or just trying to like use it as a sense check, he's at 1.34 for the year. And I'm coming in like a quarter of a fantasy point per minute below that. But I don't think that's crazy. Like, I think people are going to over project Scotty Barnes. You're better off betting overs on Scotty Barnes props, if that's what you think. Jakob Poeltl's all right for 5,900. Oddly enough, Toronto looks worse. I like the Orlando side. Game 1 just took 25 minutes, but it was fun. Let's go to game number 2. Indiana Pacers in Atlanta. 251 total. Yes, 251 total. Ridiculous. Massive total. For Indiana, Andrew Nembhard questionable. Everybody else is available. On the Atlanta side, everybody's available. Awesome. Really awesome. I'm going to delete every single rate. I'm going to delete every single minute. Let's dig in to the Indiana Pacers. Pacers last played against Orlando. I already had that one up, and for some reason I closed it. That's stupid. Now let's look at Indy. So we're going to go Halliburton straight away in for 34 minutes. And we're going to get Miles Turner in straight away for 28. And then that lets me go to Jalen Smith. Isaiah Jackson? Nope. Jalen Smith. So he did straight backup. Didn't go to him in the end when they were getting their asses kicked. Maybe that would have looked a little bit different. Obviously didn't matter. So I'm going to go 18. Now we're going to go Obi Toppin. Did not play a ton that last time out, coming off of the 37-minute game. Brian, sportsbooks aren't going past 240s when some games are 260s because they're not 260s. They're 240s. If they weren't, people would be betting the over and they would move the lines. Yeah, well, my main focus is, in theory, it is projecting minutes because that will drive everything else to my projections. So yes, for this show, yes. I guess we want to go, what, 22 minutes for Obi Toppin and just not care too much? Now the rest of these guys are where it starts to get annoying. So Bruce Brown plays like 31 minutes a night. And then Mathurin, like 25. It's just so hard to... Like, they've got so many different dudes that can close. It's just become such a problem. Neesmith is going to be in that, like, 22-minute range. We get Nemhard. Let's get Buddy Hield, too. McConnell's back in the rotation. I'm just going to give him the backup point guard run. So we got to get what? Nemhard and Hield. Hield's been sitting at like 23 every night. Nemhard is just chilling in that 19 range. That leaves me 4. I'll hide him on Isaiah Jackson. The minutes for these guys are going to be hard to lock down. Based on defensive matchups and like if they're winning or losing, they've just got a bunch of guys that are like the same talent level, but have very like distinctly different skill sets. Like if you're behind, like let's say the Pacers are trying to hold out an 8-point lead. They're probably more likely to not have Buddy Hield on the floor. Like they probably lean a little further towards defense at that point, and then vice versa. Now, as we look at the Atlanta side, this one I actually don't even know if I'm going to reproject just because Atlanta doesn't do anything weird. I've got 25-23 for Capella. I'm going to go to 26-22, which usually means when I make that change, you want the other guy. Wes Matthews continues to lightly be in the rotation. Sadiq Bey, probably need to give him another minute at the expense of someone. Maybe Hunter. $35 for DeJounte, 36 for Trey, 30 for Hunter, 30 for Jalen Johnson. So yeah, I'll kill the rates, but Atlanta minutes are like incredibly easy to project. They've had like basically no injury issues and the exact same rotation other than swapping out AJ Griffin for Wes Matthews. So that one is just kind of right. Now, as we look at the props, again, I have no rates in here. Lots of pretty good options based on all that highlighted yellow that I'm seeing. So as we look at Atlanta's points props, Capella's at 10.5. I got 11.8. I can handle that. Hunter's at 13.5. I'm at 14.9. I might just be skewed high on all of these guys. Murray's at 20.5. Got it. Jalen Johnson's at 15.5. All right, so Jalen Johnson is way higher. I've got him as a 17% usage guy. I'm guessing that he's at like 19 for the season. 17.5. Wow. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Don't know how I did that, actually. There we go. We're back. I don't know how I did that. I basically accidentally backed out of the streaming program. We're good. We're good. Crisis averted. It kept going. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Fair enough. Oh, man. All right, so Jalen Johnson has a better points prop than I would have expected, which means I feel like I got to give him another minute. So Jalen Johnson's going to get to 31, and I'm going to steal a minute from Wes Matthews. That gets him up to 13. I'm still a little light, but I'm okay with it now. Trey's at 25.5. Okay, so I'm way heavy on Trey, too. Is he below 30 now? Is he playing a little different? Not really. I'm not going to make an adjustment there. I like it. It's almost like I need to take a minute from him. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll take a minute. We'll give that back to Wes Matthews. That brings Trey down to 27.5. I'm still heavy there, but I'll have that conversation later. Did that mess up anything for assists? Trae Young, 11? How high is that assist rate now? 14. Okay. We'll go even higher here. We'll bump him up another percentage point. That gets me to 10 assists. His prop is 11.5 to the under, but I'll take it. Jalen Johnson gets a assist prop. I have no idea why. That makes very little sense. Who's betting that? Under 5.5. We're looking like 5 for DeJounte. He's probably a little high. Did he come down? Is he in the mid sevens? He is in the mid sevens. Great eye. And finally, rebounds. Easy on the Atlanta side. Like I said, we're taking our time here today. We want to be dialed in. Dialed in. Rebounds for Capella, 10.5 to the under. Good. DeAndre Hunter, around 4. Good. DeJounte Murray, 4.5. Way high. He's playing in a different way. Murray. Oh, yeah. Way lower rebounding rate. That brings him down to 5 now. Good enough. Jalen Johnson, 7.5, maybe a little higher. 8.6. Is he still at 10? More or less. Is he getting offensive rebounds? More or less. All right, Jalen Johnson's making up for it in rebounds. And then Trey's at 3. Obviously, not the biggest rebounding guy. Let's go to the Indy side. On the Pacers end. By the way, 150 people here. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it already. Helps us out tremendously. Okay. Halliburton, 24.5. Okay, I'm way light there, and I'm assuming he's got a bit of a bump heading into this season. Only way this would make any sense. 24.5 to Halliburton. That takes him to 23-1. I'm still a little light there, but I can handle it. Maybe it's a 35-minute thing. Let's try that. All right, that gets him to 23-8. We'll take it. Turner's at about 17. That'll work. Benedict Mathurin at 14.5. Good. Bruce Brown at 10.5. Little heavy on Bruce Brown. I got him at around 16.5% usage on the season. He's at 14.5. Take that down to 15. That drops him to 11.5. Spot on. Obi Toppin, 10.5. Sure. Not really playable. Buddy Hield, 10.5 to the under. I got him at 12. Is his usage rate down? Or do I need to pay attention to his minutes? 22% usage rate for Buddy Hield. So I've already got it down. I might need to project him for 22. That'll be okay. Rebounding. Halliburton at 4. Perfect. Turner at 7. Close enough. Mathurin at 4. Sure. Bruce Brown, 4 and change. Sure. Obi Toppin, 4. Close enough. Assist. Halliburton. 11.5 to the over. I'm going to have to bump that one up because he is a machine. Yeah, 16, man. Good God. That dude just gets assists on assists on assists. It is nuts. Bruce Brown's at 3. Comical. All right. Game 2 done. On the Atlanta side. Oh, we like a lot here. Now, we should like a lot. Again, 250 total. Unless DraftKings got out in front of this from a pricing perspective, these guys are going to all be like $400 underpriced. So I prefer Capella to Okongwu if you think you're getting 26-22. If you think it's 25-23, they're probably dead even relative to salary. I really like Sadiq Bey, $4,600 power forward. just going to project really well in a pace matchup like this. Trae Young, 9,100. Trae Young's been a 1.3 fantasy point per minute guy so far this season, and he's projected for 26 points and 10 assists. He looks really good at 9,100. Murray at 8K is fine. Jalen Johnson's a 5.3x play. DeAndre Hunter's a 5.2x play. Bogdanovich, you barely even talk about him, but he looks pretty good. It's hard to avoid Atlanta, and I'm guessing Indiana is going to be... All right, so Indiana's murky. Jalen Smith is center only, which is annoying. Miles Turner at 7,100 is fine. Halliburton at 10.4 is fine, but like, I think it's pretty hard to justify Halliburton with Trae's price. Like, Halliburton, I don't know if we can go to Halliburton for $1,300 more than Trae Young. Bruce Brown's all right at 5,500, but the Atlanta side looks way better. Way better. I can't imagine this game looks great, but there is one piece of information that will be important. Donovan Mitchell is out. So we've got Cleveland taking on Philly. Cavs are 7.5-point dogs. 220 total. LeVert questionable. Mitchell out. No Okoro. So this is a little bit of a different vibe for Cleveland against against Philly. So we're going to start with their previous game. Last time Cleveland played, they beat Denver by 12. That game also did not have Donovan Mitchell. It did have Garland. It didn't have LeVert, though. So we got Wade in the starting lineup. I'm guessing that becomes LeVert. So let's first and foremost get Darius Garland into the starting lineup for 34 minutes. I'm going to say that Karis LeVert plays 33 minutes. Then we get Max Strus. I see no reason it's not 35. I got to kill all these rates too, obviously, especially with no Donovan Mitchell. We get Evan Mobley in there. Mobley playing like 33 minutes a night. 34 minutes a night. He basically plays as much as LeVert. So I either need to go to 34 on LeVert and Mobley. I'm going to go 33. Jared Allen's minutes are a little bit different. But he has made a little bit of a climb. I'm going to say 29? 30? Go 29. Why are we loving Porter Jr. if LeVert's out? What's his price? 3,800? Yeah, he'll be okay. He'll be a good point per dollar value option. He's not going to project for that many minutes. I mean, he only played 25, and that's because he played the entire fourth quarter of a game that was not a game he would normally do that in. Filling the rest of this out, I guess, is going to be pretty easy. We're going to look at something in like 20 to 24 range, probably 24 for Dean Wade. Tristan Thompson feels like he's going to get like 8 minutes a night. I'm going to give Craig Porter the backup point guard minutes. Oh, we got to get Niang out there for his standard issue 22. And then I just got to hide 8 final minutes on... Whoa, Sam Merrill played a lot. Oh, but I guess he probably wouldn't if LeVert was in. So I think we're okay there. Now, rates are going to be a little bit different here for Cleveland, but let's get Philly set up first. We'll gut those rates for Philadelphia. We'll gut that rotation for Philadelphia. I didn't even look at Philly's injury report yet. So just Kelly Oubre, and that's about it. So let's go to Philly. Save this file before I crash it. 76ers. I mean, straight away, we're going 37 minutes to Tyrese Maxey. Honestly, it should probably be 38. I'm going 38 to Maxey. He's averaging 38 on the season, so stands to reason. Let's get Embiid. 34. Paul Reed to 14. We'll get Toby. 36. Melton has been playing what since Oubre went out? 32? 32 it is. And then let's find the most recent Philly game. They beat Brooklyn by 22. I guess we got to get Batum out there. Batum finally made his appearance again. His minutes have been confusing at best. Say 28 for Batum. Now let's fill out the rest of this rotation. So first guy off the bench was Covington. He played 11 minutes. That feels a little light. We'll go 14. We'll get Pat Bev. Well, Daniel House was next off the bench. He played 14. Let's try that one too. Then we got Bev for very minimal time. Maybe we go 10 to Bev, 16 to Springer, and then I hide 4 minutes on Marcus Morris. I'm not. The question is, am I averaging out the minutes for each player in their last 5 games or in their most recent game? Neither. I'm picking a number based on everything that I look at with no regard to averages. It's just a feel thing from knowing rotations and knowing closing rotations and looking at previous performances. Then I'll talk to Adam on the strategy show, make some tweaks. In the late afternoon, I'll look at all the other sources that are out there, all of our competitors and things. I'll make some more tweaks. Final run with Adam at the deeper dive, and then I feel pretty dialed in. But you can't just look at averages in general, because you don't know the context of like who was playing or not. I do from like for someone like Tyrese Maxey, knowing that he's averaged 38 minutes on the year. That's different than like looking at the average of Nick Batum or Pat Beverly or something. So it kind of just depends on the player, too. All right, points props for Philadelphia. What do we have? Embiid's at 29.5. I got him at 30.7, so that's fine. Maxey at 24.5 to the under. I got 23. Fine. Harris at 16.5 to the under. I have 17. I'm fine with it. Melton then at 12. Perfect. I don't have a change that I want to make here for Philadelphia. Rebounds. This will be important for Embiid at the very least. He's at 10.5 to the over. Does Joel Embiid have an increased rebounding rate this year? Is he out of the gates a little bit faster? 11-3. No. I've got him projected about as well as I could. He is getting more offensive rebounds, which I guess makes sense. He's probably closer to the rim this season. Let's bump that up. Get a little bit more on the offensive rebounding side. Maxey at about 3.5. Yes. Harris at 6. Yes. Melton at 4. Yes. Perfect. Assists. Maxey 6. Ooh, little light. I got him at 6%. Oh, that's going to be way higher. Still the remnants of James Harden on Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, he's up at 8.5. Much better. That gets him to 5.8. The prop is 6.5. Juice to the under. Harris is at 2. That dude is allergic to assists. Melton is at 2.5 to the over. He's got 2.9. Embiid at 5. Ooh. Embiid. Oh, yeah. That which makes sense. Embiid gets the bump as well. Yeah, he's at 8.8. Bump that up to 8. Gets his assist to 4.7. We got it. All right, Philly easy. Philly very easy. Oh, yeah. Right contact is just driving me insane. Probably shouldn't have slept in it last night, you know? All right, let's look at Cleveland now. Again, this is going to assume for right now that Karis LeVert is in, which will matter. Evan Mobley is the first prop that I see. Wish I could sort this shit in alphabetical order. 16.5 juice to the under for Mobley. I got 16.8. Strus is at 15. I think Strus's usage rate is a little higher this year, too. Slightly different role. 17. No, that's exactly where I have him. All right, I'd rather under project him. Jared Allen at around 13.5. Perfect. And then Garland's at 25. So I got 22. Now that makes perfect sense to me. We want to grab the Darius Garland usage rate when Donovan Mitchell isn't playing. So if I just say Donovan Mitchell, in games that Donovan Mitchell did not play, that's probably a decent chunk of playing time. And I'm going to say in games that Darius Garland did play, all the way back to last year. How many games did Garland play without Mitchell? Got to be at least all right, it's 12. That's good. That includes this year as well. So this includes the most recent game. You know what? I need to move that. I need to move me. If I'm looking this way more often, I need to move me. Anyway, Garland usage rate in the 12 games without Donovan Mitchell. 30.5% usage rate. Now I got him in at 28 right now. If I go to that 30.5 number, that takes me up to 23.9 real points. His prop is 25.5 juice to the under. I feel pretty good about this. I don't mind that change at all. So I can handle the rates that I have in here. And then I guess I should actually trust or take a look and see. LeVert in that same scenario is at 22.5. I'm already at 21, so I'm not going to make that change. And since he's questionable, it's not really worth the effort. From a rebounding perspective, Mobley's at 9.5 to the under. Perfect. Strus is at 4.5 to the under. Perfect. Jared Allen's at 8.5 juice to the over. Good enough. And Garland's at 2.5 because that's funny. Garland assist rate 7. 6.4. He's at 10. Is it different when he's gone? It is a little different when he's gone. Let's bump that up to 11.4. That takes me to 6.9. Nice. Also takes me to the right answer. Strus is at like 4. That's interesting to see. Max Strus just has like a giant usage rate this year in comparison. Is that real? Doesn't strike me as the facilitator type. But is he doing that this year? On the season, Strus, 5 assists per 100 possessions. That is a bump of where he normally is. That gets him up to 2.9. I can handle that. And then around 3 for Mobley. That'll have to work. So, Cleveland, Philly. 11.2 for Embiid. I think you got to like that price tag, especially because like Halliburton is that 10K plus guard. I would rather have a combo of Trae Young and Embiid than Halliburton and like an 8K center. Everybody else for Philly, though, kind of looks similar. Melton, Batum, Harris, Maxey, all basically the same relative to salary. On the Cleveland end, 7,600 for Darius Garland is just underpriced. He's going to be very popular for everybody, including me. Jared Allen for 6K, I'm more than okay with. If we lose Karis LeVert, then we can get to Craig Porter, probably. He would start looking like, I don't know, like a 5.3x guy. Not all that interested in Mobley, but he's fine. Bruce is probably too expensive. Not the best game. All right, 174 people here. 2 more games to go. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Sign up for a stochastic package. Links in the description. Portland Trailblazers, 2 touchdown underdogs to the Phoenix Suns. 225 total. This is a disgusting game. I can't stand both teams. We got the report briefly that Malcolm Brogdon was just available. Then he immediately was just like, no. He's questionable. Scoot's still out. Anthony Simon's still out. Robert Williams still out. I guess we're going to assume that Malcolm Brogdon is back for today. At least for right now. I definitely don't think he's going straight into 30 minutes. I'm going to go to like 28 to Brogdon. I think it's hard to want to assume anything more than that. I think we go 37 to Shaden Sharp. I think we go 32, 33 to DeAndre Ayton. Jeremy Grant's got to get 36 pretty easy. And then what was the last game these guys played? Oh, yeah, they got absolutely slammered, didn't they? Yeah. 40-point loss to OKC. So then we got to get Kamara out there for a relatively small amount of minutes. 24. Kill all these rates as well. I think we get a decent chunk of time out of Skylar Mays. He played 26. That was in a start. I feel pretty comfortable with 20, assuming there's not any other places to go. Thibault seems pretty well locked into like 20 minutes. Jabari Walker seems to be like locked into about 20 now too. First guy off the bench. We'll go 20. Dua continuing to play minimally. We'll go 12. Leaves me 10 minutes. Congratulations, Chris Murray. You get 10 minutes. Yes, the Ayton revenge narrative. It's a big one. It's a big one. On the Phoenix side, no Beal. No Yuta Watanabe, which actually matters. I actually don't think I have to move this rotation around all that much. There's not too much to like dig into for Phoenix at this point. I will adjust rates, but rotationally, they don't really do much else. 31 to Gordon and Allen. 34 to Book. 36 to KD. 19 to Drew Eubanks. Nas Little took the Watanabe spot. Koji, Katie Bates, D out. These guys are just going to play like some amount of minutes. I think we look good there already. This one's simple. Phoenix, there's not much to Phoenix. That's really the problem here. Points props for the Suns, though. KD's at 28.5, which is where I have him. Booker's at 26.5 juice to the over, which is where I have him. Eric Gordon's at 13.5 to the under. Good. Nurk, 11.5. Good. Grayson Allen, 11.5. Good. Spot on to the Phoenix points. Not much to read into there. Rebounds. Durant's at about 7. Perfect. Book's at about 5. Perfect. Nurk at 9.5. Little light, but I'll take it. And then Grayson Allen at like 3.5. Perfect. Assists. KD. Nope, that's not the right one. I was like, it's not projected for 33.5 assists. KD, 4.5 to the over. We got 4.7. Book's at about 8. That's the one that changes. Devin Booker assist rate on this year He doesn't have the biggest sample, but it's going to be a staggeringly different number than what it had been in the past. Books played 5 games. That assist rate is 14 per 100 possessions. Now, we're not going to go that crazy. If I bump up to 10 too, that gets him to 6.5. No, I am going to go that crazy. We'll go 11 too. That gets him to 7. I guess I got to go even bigger than that. I got to believe it for right now. Big time assist rate bump for Devin Booker. Not surprising, by the way, but bigger than I was expecting it to be. And then Nurk at 3. Perfect. Now let's circle back. We'll grab these idiots from Portland. This game is going to be just truly hateful. I'm going to hate every bit of it. Ayton. Actually, Jeremy Grant, points prop, 20.5. Perfect. Shaden Sharp's at 17.5. Perfect. DeAndre Ayton at 13. I got 17. Revenge narrative, my ass. Portland, scoring, get stats. What's the usage rate on Ayton? 17 and change on the year. Let's just go to 18. That takes him down to 14.5. Even that's high. We'll go 17.5 to Ayton. God, I hate this. Hate him, hate him, hate him. Rebounds. Grant's going to be at 4. Yeah, way too high. .5 on Grant. So yeah, his rebounding comes down. Shaden Sharp's at 5. That's close enough. DeAndre Ayton is at 10. All right, I got him at 11.7. So is he also rebounding less? This guy. Okay, he's not. Is the offensive rebounding less? No. All right, I'm going to trust a nice rebounding projection for DeAndre Ayton at least. And then finally, assists. Can't be that high for Portland. You got to score to get assists. It would be 4 for Shaden Sharp. Now, I'm a little light there. Obviously, his ball handling duties are a little bit different this year. He's at 4 and change, so not a big bump. All right, let's look at these guys. Phoenix. I think you got to like Booker before you go to Durant. You save $400 and you get an MPE. Whereas Durant is 10K power forward only. They both look pretty good. Nurk for 6,300, fine. Eubanks backup center, fine. Gordon and Allen, kind of just pick your poison, which one you need more positionally. And then for the Portland side, $6,900 Ayton. I have no issue with that. He's a 1.03 fantasy point per minute guy so far this season. That's exactly where I have him. Jeremy Grant, 7,400 is fine. There's really not a lot to like here for Portland, which is good because I don't want to play them. Final game of the night, Utah Jazz, 7.5 point dogs in Los Angeles taking on the Lakers. For this one, still no Walker Kessler, AD and LeBron. Well, AD probable, LeBron questionable. Still no Gabe Vincent or Jared Vanderbilt. So this is pretty standard rotations for both of these teams. I'm going to reproject Utah clear across the board. And let's close out this final game. Been great having you guys. Last game for Utah is going to be that double OT game. Where are they hiding? Who'd they play? Son of a bitch. 2 days ago. Utah. Oh, it's the Suns again. Okay, so Popcorn Machine doesn't have it. So I need to guess locations and acronyms. Phoenix, Utah. I get it? Nope. Utah, Phoenix. Nope. What does Popcorn Machine use as Phoenix's abbreviation? Wait. They use PH. Oh, Utah is UTH. God, I hate you, popcorn machine. All right, 19. PH. So we need Utah and Phoenix. All right, got it. God, that was annoying. All right, so for Utah, we're going to get Keontae George in for 30, 29. And then we'll get Jordan Clarkson in for 34. We're going to get Markkanen in for 35, 36. Let's go 36. Then we'll get John Collins for 34 as well. And then Akbaji has just been playing those real minutes as well. Probably like 28, 27. Good start. Olynyk, first guy off the bench, played like 20. THT played a very healthy amount. Can't say I expect that, but I mean, he played, I think we got to assume like 24 here. Sexton just continues to play like 21 minutes a night in the most irritating way possible. Does that leave me 15 for Fontecchio? Sure does. And then finally, the Lakers, who have been really doing some weird stuff with their rotation in terms of sitting Russell to close semi-regularly. So let's gut these rates and everything once again. Let's project out our final team for the day. Lakers' last game was 19th. Also not showing up. Who the hell did they play? They played the Rockets. That's an easy one. Got it reversed. There we go. All right, so we're going to get Russell not closing the second quarter or the fourth quarter. Very, 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 very interesting. He played 24 minutes. Now he can close. I don't want to go to 30. He's done this like 3 or 4 times in the past 2 weeks. I'm going to go to 28. He would need to pick up one of those rotations for me to field to get to 28. I think that's reasonable. And then we're going to go to Cam Reddish, who they're just playing the shit out of, which is mind-boggling to me. He's been better, I guess. I mean, minus 2.8 offensive EPM. I guess he's been all right defensively. We can hang our hat on that. So 32 for Reddish. Then we'll get Prince. He's right at 30. I mean, LeBron just plays 35 minutes a night. AD plays 36 minutes a night. So then we need to look at the rest of this rotation. So Rui was the first guy off the bench. Rui closed over Taurean Prince. Now, I don't think that has to happen all the time. But I do think that means we get like 26 minutes a night out of Rui Hachimura in the best possible situations. Austin Reeves closed the second quarter and fourth quarter in the place of D'Angelo Russell, but had relatively short rotations otherwise. He played 25 minutes, but kind of has to do that. So I'm going to go 25 there. Christian Wood gets like standard issue 17-ish minutes a night, 18 minutes a night. And then I have 10 minutes left over that would go to Jackson Hayes, I guess. Let's move some minutes around. Not that I have to, but it's just weird how, like, this team plays Taurean Prince at the 2, basically. Weird team. All right. Both rotations done. I think pricing might be interesting on the Lakers, given how many guys I think are available here. So let's take a look at these props before we run some crunches. For the Lakers, I got LeBron at 25 points. He's at 25.5, slight juice to the over. AD's at 24.5, juice to the over. I got 23. A little light on both of those guys. What are the usage rates for LeBron James and AD so far this year? I will bump both of them. AD's at 24.5. LeBron is at 30. That gets LeBron to 26.6. A little high. I think we're good there. Next up, Russell at 16.5. Ooh, I'm at 13.9. Now that I think is a usage issue. Yeah, he's at 23. I've already brought him down pretty sizably. If I take him to 23, I get to 15. I feel better there. Cam Reddish is at 10. Perfect. Taurean Prince is at 8 and change. I'm guessing Taurean Prince's usage rate on this team is like 12. Yeah, 13. So we'll bring that down. Rui's at 8.5, juice to the over. I have 12. What's his usage rate been? 19 and change. We're going to take a minute off of Rui. I'm going to hide that on D'Angelo Russell. I don't think I should, but it seems correct. Probably over-projecting Rui, but I'm okay with it. Reeves is at 12.5, juice to the over. I got 10.9. Probably need to adjust his usage rate. Yeah, he's at 20 as well. So if I bring Reeves up to his standard 18, that gets him to the 12 that we're looking for. Now, rebounding props. A little bit easier here. LeBron's at about 8. Perfect. AD's at 12. Perfect. Russell and Reddish are both at 3. It's probably a little heavy on the old Cam Reddish here. 4 and change for Reddish. Oh, yeah, we'll bring it down a little bit. Finally, assist rate. LeBron's at 7.5. Way light, which makes sense. He is transitioning into a different phase. Still amazing. Yeah, he's at 9 instead of the 8.2 that I have. That gets him up to 6.6. So I am a little light on LeBron's assists, but I don't see where they're coming from. AD's at 3. That makes sense. Russell is at 6. I'm a little light there, but I don't mind it. And then Austin Reeves is at 4. Austin Reeves is a little light there. What is Austin Reeves' assist rate this season? Yeah, big jump. All right, final team, Utah Jazz. Let's take a look at the points. Thank you guys for being here. We got up to 200 people. I don't know if we're at 100 likes yet now or not. Chat, let me know. But if we're not and you haven't hit it, please do so. It helps me out a ton. I'm on everything today. Contenders, prize picks, strategy show, process, or a deeper dive, everything. You get me the whole board. I'm home. It's going to be a good day. Got to do some Thanksgiving prep. Markkanen, 23 points. Nailed it. Clarkson, 22.5. A little light. Where are we at now with Jordan Clarkson's usage rate? Gotta be pretty high. 27. Yeah. We take him up to his baseline. That gets him to 20 and a half. Still light. Get him to 27. Gonna have to rebump Markkanen then, I think. What's Markkanen's usage rate at? Yeah, we'll give him a little bump ski up to his normal. That takes him to 24 and a half. That might be a little lofty. We'll go to 23, split the difference. Collins at 14 and a half. Perfect. Keontae George at 9 and a half. Way high. What is his usage rate? 18. Don't buy it. Don't buy it at all. Bring that down a bit. That's all the people that have points props. That's something different. Markkanen's at 9.5 boards. I'm a little heavy there. Is he rebounding a little bit less this season? Seems like that's the case. 8.5 per 100 possessions defensively. That's okay. Is he stretching it? No. We're going to keep the heavy rebounding numbers for Markkanen. Jordan Clarkson's at 4. Okay. John Collins is at 9. Okay. Keontae George is at 3. Little high on Keontae George. Guessing he isn't rebounding the same way. 4.5. Yeah, we're a little heavy. Little heavy. And finally, assist rates for the Utah Jazz. We got Clarkson around 5 assists for the game. Ooh, I'm a little light there, which makes sense. He's at a 7, so let's bump him up an extra percentage point. That gets him to 4.8. Perfect. And then Keontae George should be around 7, and he's at 5 too. That's going to be all assist rate for Keontae George. Yeah, he's at 10. Makes sense. We bump him up, gets him to 5.8. Best we could really hope for. Alrighty, folks. Final game. Let's take a peek. What do we have? Lakers. Look, 9,700 for AD looks good. That'll be an interesting battle between him and Embiid. LeBron for 9,900 looks pretty good too. I like Prince for 4K. I don't mind Reddish or Rui. And then on the Utah side, wow. Look at all that. 4.9x to Collins. 4.9x to Clarkson. 4.8 to George. 4.9 to Markkanen. 4.9 to Talen Horton-Tucker. Okay. Let's rock and roll. Let's run some crunches. Thank you guys for being here. It's the whole point of this, Jose. I've been sipping my coffee in the microphone since I was in diapers. I would imagine it is highly irritating. But how else would you know that I'm drinking coffee? My apologies, Jose. All right, let's go ahead and grab some projections. And let's run optimals on DraftKings for today. There you go. Here we go. First run, optimals. We have 266.2, optimal lineup by 0.7. Trae Young, Anthony Black, Franz Wagner, Sadiq Bey, Clint Capella, Talen Horton-Tucker, Jalen Johnson, AD. So you get the Trae Young AD combo. I thought it might have been Embiid, but I think AD ended up looking a little bit more effective. I got Trae Young in everything. I got Bey in 96%. AD, Darius Garland, and Capella all in the 70s. Anthony Black I have over projected. And I kind of just want to deal with that right now. I think I should have hit Anthony Black's usage rate when we started, and I didn't. Because I didn't think it would matter for someone, but he is appearing as a value option. So if I just look at Anthony Black's usage rate on the year, he's played 214 minutes. He's at 12% usage. I'm at like 17. I'm going to bring that down to 14. And just that point alone should fully nerf him. So let's rerun that and see what it ends up looking like. I'm not surprised by no Indy at all. When we looked at Indy, they didn't look like a good set of plays. All right, there it is. So 264.8. It actually does keep Anthony Black, but he has tumbled quite a bit. Still 100% Trey, 94% Bay, basically 70 to Capella, Garland, AD. I think Talen Horton-Tucker is going to be a thing. Jalen Johnson looks good. That's everybody that's above 50%. 264.8 is the optimal by 0.3. We'll get a much better idea of what this looks like when we add 100% randomness and run this. 150 lineups. I think it's going to be pretty flat, but I think Trae Young is the best play on the day. Ooh, it might be Saddiq Bey. No, it's Trae. Trae Young, Saddiq Bey, Talen Horton-Tucker, AD, Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter, Mo Wagner, Franz Wagner, Clint Capella, Darius Garland, and Onyeka Okongwu. I really thought Garland would be a little bit higher. I think he's just getting blocked out by Trae, but I like that combo. It's going to be fun on DraftKings. I like this slate. I really do. All right, let's go to FanDuel now before we get on out of here. Beep boop. Drop that in there. All right, FanDuel Optimals. 293.61 optimal by 0.08. Trae Young, Darius Garland. Makes a lot of sense. Jordan Clarkson, Keontae George, Saddiq Bey, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Paolo Banchero, Clint Capella. Love that lineup. It's wild that, like, FanDuel lineups just always look so much better than DraftKings lineups. No issues there. Trae Young in all 50, Keontae George in all 50, Clarkson in 92%, Collins in 80, Hunter in 80, Capella in 72, and then Bruce Brown in half of them. As we slap on some randomness, what do we end up with? Looking like Trae. Trae edges out Keontae George by one lineup. Trae Young, Keontae George, Jordan Clarkson, DeAndre Hunter, Jeremy Grant, top 5. Siakam, Brown, Johnson, Collins, Banchero. We done. Now tomorrow, 14 games. Gonna be miserable. We are not doing a deep dive like we did today, or we'll be here forever. Tomorrow is going to be very much take your best guess at lineup or at minutes to start the day. No waffling on anything, because we're going to be here for the better part of 2 hours. So buckle up for tomorrow. But for now, guys, thank you for being here. I love doing this show. Nice to be back at my desk for it. NBA strategy show coming up 10 a.m. Myself and Adam breaking down these 5 games. It's been good to see you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. This was The Process.